kind of harped on PIPI a little bit in game 1. Batrider is by far his highest win rate. He actually has 80% win rate on Batrider in professional games over 20 games. So, you know, if we want him to shine, that's probably the best hero. I think it's also like a really good game, as the panel pointed out. You're playing against Monkey King. These melee heroes can struggle against a Batrider. Let's see if DarkMago, you know, feels good enough to lane against that, because he really did take it to game. But now, better matchup for PIPI. Should be able to do better, I think.
Yeah, I do definitely like to see PIPI more. I don't think Mars is really... I mean, I've seen a couple of his Mars games. It just doesn't seem like his hero. Honestly, I see a lot of mid-Mars is really struggling for the most part. It almost always feels like it's meant to be off lane, but then eventually they decide to put it in mid. But yeah, Batrider, solid game for Batrider, especially considering Matthew needs to be stopped and hunted in the tree line. But one of the greatest things about this draft is, I think, is the fact that you've got Prada playing the Shadow Demon, and you've got Pamplona on the Tusk. So you got 2 big saves against the Kunkka, X-Mark, Ghost Ship, Wombo combo, which is, of course, sublime to have during the game.
My, what a fancy word. But yeah, I agree. I totally agree. One thing that kind of scares me though is that when I see these teams that like are tier 1.5, tier 2-ish, going against a better team, so in this case Infinity playing versus their Awaken, oftentimes I see these Darkseer lanes overextending. You know, they feel very pressured to get kills, and these better players, they like really know how much far they can go against a lineup like this. So if they don't YOLO too much in the lane, I think they should be fine. Infinity though, they could go into this position where they, you know, try to dive an ogre that's super tanky, and they end up giving like a double kill to pakazs, and that's a recipe for disaster if, you know, the first game is any comparison.
It's always a little bit of a questionable situation when a Darkseer is involved. You don't see it that much this patch, though. Of course, it's kind of surprising that you don't see it that much this patch, considering, you know, there's some really heavy illusion-based heroes or counter-illusion heroes in this patch. You see the Medusa, you tend to see a lot of TBs coming in. So, always a bit curious. Love the hero. Does bring some absolutely excellent counterplay potential.
Yeah, I think Darkseer is in a weird place right now. He's definitely good against some of these illusion heroes, but he's very different from the traditional offlaners. So that, you know, it's usually a hero that kind of have to last pick, in my opinion. And it also doesn't feel like it was the best option, right? Because if it was the greatest Darkseer game, they wouldn't wait like 1 minute to eventually draft it. So they probably went over like 1,000 options. Actually, like probably 80, because there's not that many heroes in Dota. And they thought this was like good, but it didn't feel like they were sure this is like amazing. Darkseer, even when you have these like good melee combinations, just I think maybe with the offlane being a little bit shorter, it makes it hard for you to just chase as used to. I'm not really sure, but the hero is definitely a little bit forgotten.
Yeah, it's I mean, it always lanes well with the Tusk. Against most combos, actually, it's not the easiest to do anything against Medusa Ogre, because Ogre is just so incredibly strong, and just like an Undying, it keeps you alive at all times because he soaks all the damage. So Medusa is actually, honestly, all 3 lanes are doing really well for the side of Thunder Awaken so far. In mid, DarkMago versus PIPI, there's a very decent disparity coming through. Top lane gank attempt onto Matthew. That should be the kill onto the monkey. Tries to run away, but actually the shotgun slow comes in return. And again, Matthew staying alive. Even dodging the damage of the shadow poison with
By the way,
the mischief.
I remember something very important. Have you actually seen this week the bug that they found where you could buy multiple magic sticks or wands, and they would like have different cooldowns and actually stack multiple instances on like each?
No, but I assume that that's not allowed according to Valve rules.
Yeah, no, like that was actually working after the they had the spring cleaning and it was working for a long time, like more than 1 or 2 days, and then they made a post. I am not entirely sure if they fixed it. Doesn't feel like DarkMago did it, so if it was working, I would assume he would do it, and yeah, they will get Matthew.
Because taking a lot of damage bottom lane, Matthew dies top because turns it around onto Pamplona to get the kill bottom. So we have 2 different brawls going on at the same time. You caught the first, I caught the second.
Yeah, once again, they actually get first blood in the Infinity side, in safe lane. So good start for Rises, but his last hitting is struggling, dude. I don't really see Tiny's doing that bad, right? Oh, and they actually get the Darkseer too.
Yeah, Mariano
that was my
loses
fear,
life.
man. This Darkseer lanes.
Overextend a little bit too much. Trying to hunt for those kills. And yeah, it's looking like a good start for Thunder Awaken. I mean, I am cursed, so my prediction's always wrong anyway. So I was already predicting that my prediction was going to be wrong.
Right, so I'll do your own prediction. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm out mind gaming myself. Though Matthew rotating towards mid, looking for a possible catch onto PIPI with DarkMago. Probably wants to wait until he's level 6 to make sure that the kill happens. Though there's actually another bug that is pretty cool. Oh, PIPI is gonna get jumped X mark. And we'll actually Firefly over DarkMago in return. Bound the strike comes out, and Prada couldn't save his teammate's life in time. So still a kill onto PIPI. But yeah, there's another bug that is actually pretty interesting in this current patch. If you've got the drums, stop dying, Pamplona. Aisha's block, come on, run. It will, yeah, very slowly die. But yeah, so you've got the new boots, the boots of bearing and the drums. If you buy the boots of the drums and then you get the boots of bearing, so you get tranquil boots, the drums, and the recipe, and you make it together while you have 0 drum charges, and you split it open, you get so you quickly make it into the boots of bearing, and then you disassemble it before the 5 seconds are over. Then you get the 8 charges on your drums again. So you can actually have infinite drums, but just constantly breaking it open and connecting it together again. Pamplona, he is going to get taken down though. And a 5-1 lead. And a big nice juicy stack of small creeps nearby that DarkMago really should not be seeing, according to PIPI.
Rough game again. He struggled to really make his lane look hard at all. Like, I think he's winning CS, winning experience. They get the kill on the Batrider thanks to rotation of the Monkey King. This is not how this game's supposed to look like. Obviously, they still have like a really good power spike with the Batrider and Iron Shell. Going to be able to utilize Flaming Last so much better than other heroes. You do more damage because of the Iron Shell. But top?
Oh no. Yeah, Rise is just, for no apparent reason, threw Sacred underneath 1 creep near the tower, then threw his Avalanche on top, miss Rises, so he didn't take any tower damage in the process, and at that point he doesn't have a way of interrupting the Mortimer's kisses, so he just gets kissed to death. And yeah, they've lost all 3 lanes. And now DarkMago is stealing some stacks as well. The pain.
Yeah, right now I really feel like what they have to do is I don't even feel like they have to farm these travels. I feel like it means nothing. They really have to play this Batrider alongside the Darkseer. That's the only way to activate this Batrider that like actually lane very poorly. So if they can somehow, it feels like they're just gonna farm these travels, and I think this is a big mistake. Like, they're way too far behind with farming travels. This item's gonna like aggregate nothing to status quo of this game.
Mariano dying bottom lane. Matthew gets the kill. He is 300 gold behind the enemy's offlaner, and that is a Monkey King with 6 creep kills. Even gets a courier snipe at the while he's busy. Like, this is why I said ban the monkey of Matthew. Like, he does have a tendency to die in the lane, but honestly, like, his scouting capabilities are second to none.
Definitely plays that huge limit. I don't think like regardless of what the Monkey King is doing right now, like I don't think that should come into play too much. I really feel like it's on Infinity, like they just got outclassed by Lane. There's still a way out of this game, but it's all farming, so that's why I'm a little bit pissed right now. Like they have this haste on the Batrider, for instance. They have ways of collapsing into lanes and doing stuff, but they just feel scared, very scared.
I mean, the Thunder Awaken is a pretty scary team. They haven't lost a single map just yet in this DPC. They're the only ones with a clean sheet. This does mean that the Beast Coast matchup is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Some say they are awakened.
Yeah, once they turned away from being predators, they woke up.
Yeah, I mean, I think someone should sponsor that team. They're looking very good. Maybe the best Thunder, like the Thunder brand ever looked, honestly. They look so crisp. As you said, they didn't drop a single game. They hardly clown. You know, there were a couple of clowny moments in the first game, but not by much in Mariano. Poor boy. I think he's dead.
Helps the wall. Gonna get jumped before he can even get the vacuum. PIPI running in. He's looking for Matthew. Lasso him out of the Wukongs. The Monkey King, like they're spending so much time and effort to kill off a Monkey King position 4. Looking for Pandaboo immediately afterwards. There's still the wall nearby, but DarkMago still alive. There is Sacred coming in with the Mortimer's Kisses. The damage is insane. They do find the DarkMago kill. They're actually finding a lot here. Rises rotates towards bottom. Sacred will be able to find the kill onto PIPI. But honestly, not a bad engagement here from Infinity, where it looked like it started off horribly.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like they don't rely on items to really do well. Like that is the advantage this draft has over the first one, where they had to farm like Lincoln, Sand King, and Mars. Their heroes with levels are super scary, but I think they took a little bit too long. Oh, and they also lose Rise's bottom to start doing that stuff, and it just makes it really hard. Because sure, you got that kill, but it's still like a 6k gold in 10 minutes. Such a hard wall stair to climb, whatever it is. It's tall and it's very scary to get there.
It's a 6k net worth lead in 11 minutes. You're up against a Dusa, who honestly there's no chance in hell that you'll win late game against a Dusa with the Tiny. And yeah, so you're definitely on a clock, and it's a horrible one to try and deal with. By the way, just want to talk about the fact that this Pandaboo Ogre skin set combo is absolutely the most hideous atrocity I've ever witnessed. The Jakiro wings on the back, the Ogre Arcana headpiece, the weird drill floating device. God, he made absolutely the worst thing possible.
That's definitely very one thing I want to mention, two things actually. A Medusa with Manta at like 11 minutes. That has to be a record. Second, once again, Infinity have aggressive boards, so like they understand that their team lane, I don't think they're gonna keep the Darks here. So they understand their team can get kills, but they refuse to really make the moves that they need. Like the Batrider farms travels, but he's now farming a BKB. I might be harping on this a little bit too much, but I don't feel like that's the path towards winning this game.
I mean, yeah, Rises. Look at the Tiny's farm. Dusa is actually almost double his net worth. And that is going to happen right now because he is getting jumped. The kisses of death. The Deuce is even here. Shotgun blast misses. Rises trying to run away. Pamplona. He threw ice shards. That was all the support he wanted to give, and well, Panda is on the hunch, slowing him down as well. X-Mark, does he have a snowball up the high ground? Yes, he does, because Prada gives the vision. But nonetheless, Panda knows exactly where he's headed. Another one. Big fat whip comes in. Pakazs picks up the creeps that were stacked here. Oh, nice ancient stack on the side as well. Let's take that one for good measure, while somehow PIPI dies top lane to, again, Sacred and Matthew. Dynamic duo of death.
I mean, their heroes just allow this display style pretty much. I feel like Infinity could have done the same, but obviously coming from the advantage in lane, they just felt very like they were under leveled in the supports for sure. And this Tiny, like someone needs to activate this guy, and the only way to do that is PIPI to not farm that much. Like there's only so much farm in the map, especially when you're being choked this hard. So you just have to. Okay, they will actually send the Tiny to this. Which could be game winning or game losing. Let's see what happens.
Going in, top lane, Sacred and Matthew. Those would be pretty nice kills to secure. They find the first and most likely the second. DarkMago is here though, does get the torrent, does not connect. We'll look for PIPI in the process. Ghost ship comes through, but a great disruption save to dodge the damage. And PIPI will just run in the opposite direction. Actually, DarkMago is still lurking about. Does need to be very careful because now DarkMago is going to be caught out. Does have a beacon be available, but gets lassoed to death. And they're finding a couple of very good kills, of course, doing all of this because he's AFK farming. But his team is getting absolutely evaporated. That's going to be 4 kills picked up by Infinity. Oh. Oh, PIPI, that was too greedy. That was too greedy. Oh, no.
The dodge there on the cast animation of Prada, by the way. Yeah, man. Thunder Predator. These guys are good. Infinity definitely getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. They had like they could just run away from the Deuce. There was no way either PIPI or the supports would die. They tried to turn around and do stuff, and you know the PIPI gets petrified. Then the Medusa Manta dodges the cast animation of disruption. They also get more kills, and Rises now could even be next.
TP, does it get out? Cookie stun? No, of course not. Sacred is on the hunt and he gets the catch. He's now got the shard to be delivered as well, so you got that extra big shotgun stun added in. Monkey Matthew going for the Orchid. AK net with leap. Mariano in mid. X Mark. He's trying to stay alive. But he's getting a ghost ship on top, stunned up in the process. Snowball save attempt, but Mariano will still lose his life. Chase for Sacred though, he's taking a lot of damage. PIPI, however, doesn't have any spells left, so needs to get out, but he's caught inside the Wukong's command, and on the side, Pamplona is going to be able to disengage for now. DarkMago even pops the BKB. I assume that's a very big misclick.
It's a protest BKD. He wants his team to stop clowning. Yeah, you know, that's the standard. All right, guys, let's not fight. And then, like, somehow someone in your team kind of starts calling for a fight. PIPI had no spells. He had no Firefly. When he was useless. He couldn't do anything, and it dies because they feel off on the inside of Infinity. You know, pretty off game. I feel like their performances, even against Beast Coast, it really felt like they had a plan and they were sticking together. And this one, they doesn't feel like the same team. Very odd performance.
Bottom tower is under attack.
By the way, Dusa actually has more than double the net worth of the Tiny.
That Dusa is Bill Gates right now. Not even Bill Gates. It's like Jeff Bezos. Dusa has a lot of workers on tons of storage units just working and farming for her non-stop and just enjoying life.
Yeah, he's got them crypto farms ready and working. But jeez, he like having a Manta style butterfly 17 minutes in, that is actually insane.
Yeah. Right. Literally AFK farming the whole game. The laning stage, as we already talked about, was free for the Dusa. She even got a couple of kills because of the way the Infinity cores played. So pakazs, he's in no rush. You know, they, even though it's that big of an advantage, they didn't even scratch the tier 2 towers, but they know they don't need to. As you said, like, the only timing Infinity could stand up to Thunder Awaken is like 55 minutes plus, and that's if they have enough farm, so that, you know, the Shadow Demon can get disruptions on the Dusa, the Darkseer can actually get close to DarkMago and drop the replica. As it stands, they have 40, or I guess like 30 minutes of total freedom of doing whatever they want in this game.
Well, at the very least, Darkseer has his Ags now done, which is nice. But yeah, you kind of need to have like a gigantic vacuum wall play into the Avalanche toss combo. of 5 heroes from Thunder, Awaken, and then still be a little bit lucky.
Oh, that's good. They have the high ground, but only Matthew and the god. So.
Yeah, he's already gone. Ghost ship comes out flying. DarkMago pops the BKB. He's got the nice run buff coming through. Looking for a catchy. The wall gets placed onto pakazs, so at least he gets a Dusa illusion, but what does it really do? Pamplona's trying to run away. The Dusa does get kept at bay for now, but rises. Does he get the kill onto Sacred? Sacred at the very least does die, but Rises is just going to get right-clicked further forward. Does he get the TP away? What?
He got
cancel his... Oh, he got X'd. Okay.
It was a good try. Matthew's just way too good, man. They pretend they're walking high ground, and then only him just like tree dances to the tree. Yeah, sure, they get the conka, but Aegis still want to do so. I don't feel like this
honestly,
status quo of the...
honestly, they had a really good fight there on Infinity. Like it was
yeah,
a
but that was
4
like high ground, right? That was a high ground.
Yeah, it was 4 versus 2 trade, and they forced a buyback on Sacred.
Yeah, but the Tiny's 1 in 5, man.
Yeah, but at this point, the Tiny's just a support. You ignore the Tiny. Everything is on the Bat and the Darks here.
Okay, I like your optimism. All right. That's
I
not
believe,
usual,
okay?
DK Truman. Okay, all right.
I believe PIPI's going for that blink. He's almost done with it, even though I still despise Bat Rider at late game. But you know, Mariano, once he gets his blink and gets actually a decent vacuum wall, that I'm hoping for them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a chance. I just mean that like, it is unlikely they'll get such a good fight ever again.
Oh yeah, no, that is going to be very rough to get that going. But I'm very impressed at the fact that they managed to get that fight in the first place. It looked very weird, especially with Matthew scouting them out immediately at the start of the fight.
It's a very similar move to what they did in the first game. They definitely used the enemy pick jungle quite a bit, which is good. Usually it's not warded. It allows you to get people by surprise. And they're going for another smoke. The Aegis is 2 minutes away from dying. I am not a big fan of this move, if I can be honest. The Darkseer doesn't have Blink Dagger. This is just weird. I don't like it.
TP going in, gets the X mark, pops the BKB, still looking for a target. Snowball on the side, Lasso comes in, takes Sacred for a spin, knows that he doesn't have a buyback. They're fighting on 2 different angles. The wall gets placed by Mariano, drags him back. In the meantime, Pamplona is just in the corner, slowly but surely dying. But Mariano does find the kill onto Pandaboo, and actually the Deuce illusion is doing the work. Matthew is in trouble. Matthew is now going to get right-click down. They find the 3-for-1 trade. pakazs, they just kite him out. They're looking for everyone else. They're going in for DarkMago. He pops the BKB. Rises still literally does nothing. So during the BKB, he should be able to get the TP away. Means pakazs is alone here, but a buyback forced out onto Pandaboo, and they're finding their targets.
Yeah, this was very nicely executed. First of all, they were able to ignore the Dusa, and they didn't really kill the illusion of Dusa on the side of the Predator, so that was a mistake from them. The Dusa solo kills the Ogre. They also, PP just hunted down Sacred that had no buyback, right? So he died back in that fight. Very good target selection, but also super risky play, because if they actually lose the fight once they're positioned closer to tier 2, you're just gonna lose everything. So I'm glad it worked for Infinity. It buys them a little bit of time. I think it gives them a little bit more confidence. The eggs on Darkseer definitely increasing their DPS. You don't really expect the heroes that are so far behind to have that much damage, but the Iron Shell definitely allows them to do more than they would look like they can.
Mariano, I'm waiting for the blink. Oh, he's going Refresher Orb instead of Blink. Okay, I was hoping for, like, you know, the Blink Aghanim Shard, and then just give him the old Falcon punch, normal punch,
Dire's middle tower
anime shenanigans.
Dude, the cast range on wall is so big that, like, you actually don't need Blink these days. I think if this was an even game, he could probably go for Blink, but he probably fears that if he jumps, he just dies to Axe and something, because doesn't have a BKB or any protection. So I actually really like the Refresher, and because he's surviving these fights, he has a lot of gold.
Dire's top
He's
tower
actually
is under attack.
the second hero with least deaths. The Shadow Demon somehow being the first one. Prada just really getting away with murder in all of these times. Looks like the cores are committing, and he's just like, all right, guys, I'll see myself.
I'll see you guys
out.
next
Yeah.
next game. Bye. I do my
Dire's top
disruption
tower
and
is
I'm
under
gone.
attack.
Yeah. I press key. Now I out.
Dire's top tower has
Doing
fallen.
he's looking good. He's actually really
Radiant's
farmed, has the
bottom tower
Aetherlands
is
in a
under
game they're
attack.
this far behind. I think I guess with the Atworth, right? He's much better than Pamplona, unfortunately. He's the one that kind of has to put his face in most of these fights, has to try and save people with the snowball, and
Rises?
Dire's top tower
He jumps
is
in
under
onto
attack.
Matthew, but okay, disruption save comes out. Dusa
Dire's front
pops the ulti, and they're just gonna try and run away. Actually, PP is trying to catch up Matthew on the side. Does find him out. PP is just gonna burn him to a crisp. Keeps that flaming lasso available, but Mariano will be caught out. So 1-for-1 trade so far. PP is still a little bit too fast. He's got them bots. They just banished pakazs. Does have shadow, 5 shadow poison stacks. Centaur stomp coming in as well from the neutral creep, but they will find Prada. That will be his second death. But yeah, another buyback force out. They are very quick on those buybacks.
that's in the Predator. They're like, can you just give up already? We know we're super far ahead. But I'm honestly very surprised considering how much of a beating Infinity took in the early game. I didn't expect them to be able to put such a good fight. It felt like at some point in the game, they're like, guys, I think if we press spells, we can kill them. And they, you know, with each fight they won, it kind of became clear to them. So they're doing a good
Dire's
job. The problem is that
middle tower is under
this
attack.
tiny dude, I have no idea how to come back from this. So as you said,
Dire's
it's gonna have to
middle
be on the
tower
Shadow
has
Demon. It's good that the Shadow Demon has this much farm, because he will need a lot to just annoy this Dusa, get tons of illusions, and somehow, because like the Dusa rush butterfly, right? Those illusions hurt quite a bit.
Yeah. Now is Satanic done? Look at that farm. Satanic, Ayaskadi, Butterfly, Manta style. What is this Dusa's farm?
Question. I already owe you $5 from the last game, but will this Dusa triple Tiny's farm? Will that happen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be pretty, like, Tiny is still gonna find a little bit more farm. I think they're gonna keep it. I mean, they're keeping it to a reasonable pace here on the side of Infinity. I'm super impressed by their, like, I mean, it feels like guerrilla tactics that they're playing. They're like nipping and butting on the side of like the grouping of Thunder Awaken, looking for the weak, you know, weak part of the pack, and then pouncing on it, and then just grabbing it, getting the kill, running away with the rest of the team. They constantly on the side, just not even grouped up ever on the side of Infinity, just poking and prodding, seeing what gets loose.
Yeah, I would agree. They're definitely putting a good show. The real problem right now is that they're putting good wards. Like, it's so weird. They put really good wards, but they don't play around them. So I mean, sure, they have this one that is very retreat close to their base, but they have like super deep wards that they didn't really try to use that much. So they don't, like, they have no use if you're not playing around them. That's what I mean. So let's see if they can put up a good fight. Still a decent time towards Roche. And that's really what they have to focus on. I don't want to see them forcing a crazy smoke unless they know Roche is up, because that's just asking for you to use your cooldowns and then not having a way to contest Roche. I feel like if Thunder Awaken gets second Aegis, it's just like first game. You are like 95% done with the game as Thunder Awaken. So Infinity, they have to steal that. They have to buy time. They have to go like 55 minute plus so that this Shadow Demon becomes a god with eggs and shard. And you have this like Octarine Refresher on Darks here with Blink Shard, and you have like 6 Dusa illusions, and they're all stronger than your whole team.
Well, there's the refresh orb. Roshan's up at 50. Let's go.
That's it. That's a good timing for them.
I just hope that this is going to be absolute mayhem going on. Because who would expect the Dark Shit to have a refresh orb? They're coming out of smoke as well. That could be the big, fat, juicy surprise. However, DarkMago walking up the high ground.
Prada is out of position. He's not good.
Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in because they're just going to go in, but he has the blink on the Shadow Demon. Just got that one as well. And oh! Cliff TZ, DarkMago off the high ground. Refresher gets used by Mariano. Throws out the vacuum, tries to run away. There's going to be the snowball coming in. Pandaboo gets blown up. Look at the Dusa illusions doing damage around them, but in return, Ghost Ship does soak up all the damage necessary. Disruption coming out. Prada, continue forward as much as you can.
The man is draining.
This is a weird spot to be in. PIPI still has the lasso as well. DarkMago is very low in HP. Needs to be careful.
Disruptioning 5. Blink is
Chase
ready
in.
for Shadow.
DarkMago.
Big.
Does DarkMago get away? Yes, he does.
Dude, I think Deuce is dead. There's way too many charges with the Deuce illusions.
Oh, dropping low, dropping low. Does have the Satanic to heal soon enough. Oh, but they just don't have the finisher damage. But there is no Matthew for the foreseeable future. They find the supports. I mean, to be fair, the Deuce illusion find the supports. But this is actually nuts what they're doing.
That's so fun, dude. Infinity, they're playing... it feels like an eternal envy sort of thing, right? The more it feels like this game is impossible, they keep getting better and better fights. That was really well executed. I was like, okay, Prada, this is weird, but I didn't notice he had a blink. So he actually tanks the axe, he tanks the Wukongs and the bolt, and he blinks out of everything. So this is already a huge advantage. Unfortunately, like, if the Tiny had a BKB, if he could actually show up in the fight, I think Dusa would be dead. But there was no real hero hitting. It was only the illusions, and there were many illusions, but not enough.
Yeah, that was, I mean, exactly that. If the Tiny had, like, the same net worth as the Kunkka, just a BKB added on top, I think that fight turns out completely differently.
I think the goal now for Infinity is to somehow delay this Roche taking as much as possible. They have Wall of Replica again, but they don't have the Refresher. It's a tough call. I really feel like just giving Roche could be a go. They feel like the high ground defense is their best.
Oh, they scan it, and they're heading that direction.
Radiant are scanning.
You have one in the backpack.
Well, they get vision in the pit at the very least. It gets scanned, but you know, obviously it gets scanned that they're there once Shadow Poison starts
20 seconds
into the pit.
refresher. Blink toss. That's the play. They have to blink toss. Buy time for the refresher. Yeah, that's it. Like, that's what they need. If they can get this refresher done before Roche dies, that's the best possible fight.
Matthew on the side though, going in onto Prada. Snowball save comes out. Wukong's command is down. And Snowball save is in a tough spot, and they find themselves the 2 supports. That is pretty big. Mariano does get the refresher, gets a wall, gets another wall on top. Look at all the illusions. Pandaboo gets absolutely evaporated. Rises just doesn't have the control just yet, but DarkMago the illusions. They're almost killing off the Kunkka, going in for Sacred. Go, illusions, go, go, go. Look for the kill. Sacred running away. What is that damage coming through? It is absolutely beautiful. Rises does buy back. Pakazs is out of mana completely. Sacred dropping low, will die. Lasso drag comes out. Pakazs is in trouble. Pakazs Dusa's dead. Does have the buyback available. What is this game? He buys back because they need Roche.
I'm so hyped. This game is insane. I have... I mean, in all honesty, I don't know why Thunder dove so much. I really felt like the Medusa fought way too much time close to the Wall of Replica, but now they have to buy back. This game's somehow even. Oh, the blink. If they can blink BKB, they could see the Aegis.
Oh, jumping in, Ryzen. The Aegis get stolen. Oh my god, how do they manage to get it done? There's a continuation of the fight. That's a dead DarkMago for 80 seconds. They're trying to slow him down. Paplona will eventually lose his life. PIPI does still have that Aegis. Of course, Ryzen is in the pit, jumping out, going for the supports. Knows they don't have buyback. Sacred's now in trouble. They kite the Dusa completely. Sacred, he's going to be the next one down. The Dusa, what can you do? Oh, you're all alone. Your teammates are all dead. They still have the Aegis available, and they're just kiting them. Matthew's being held at bay. PIPI is just right-clicking Matthew so he can't jump away. Vacuum out of the Wukongs, and it's all on Pakazs. He's alone. He's surrounded. Yes, he's still alive, but look at how ballsy the Infinity players are going in for the Dusa. He does heal up with the Satanic immediately, but PIPI, his lasso's almost available. They've got Mariano with the wall, so he's got to constantly summon those illusions, and the Dusa's out of mana, Dusa's out of HP, pakazs is dead, smacked away.
What's happening?
Die back on the Dusa! What is going on?
And they're gonna keep the illusions alive because of the disruption. Dude, the Dusa is actually the real hero for Infinity. It's the 6th hero they needed this whole time. Oh my god.
This is something like, who cares about a tiny when you've got a Shadow Demon Darkseer combo doing absolutely everything?
Radiant's middle tower is under
This
attack.
is yeah, this was over before it started, Matthew, but then the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, they're outsourcing their carry position, and it's working well. It's really working well. Somehow...
Look at PP's farm. Look at how fast he got like a
Radiant's middle tower is under
stupid amount. Of course, he also used that shard during the fight, but he's level 26. He's very close to the refresh orb as well. God, this is some beautiful Dota.
Yeah. I think, you know, there were, I'm not gonna lie, there were lots of mistakes from Thunder Awaken in that fight. I think the way they just went up high ground with no vision, definitely a mistake. Then forcing Roche, knowing Batrider has Blink BKB. You know, we were against the Batrider, the best, the iconic Roche taking hero. So they overplayed their hand. Then the buyback on the Deuce on top of it all, and like we were talking about this. Sure, there's a big portion of the game where the Thunder Awaken draft is stronger, but as we approach 40-50 minutes and the Disruptor and this Darkseer get more farm, dude, it gets very annoying. And I think we're pretty much approaching that point. Like, this is an even game now.
Blink on Darkseer. He's wondering what he's going to go for next, but I mean, look at that replay. Just the steal in the pit, and honestly, Prada is doing so much. He's 7, 3, and 15 in this game with Deuce's farm. He died 3 times, 7 kills, 15 assists, and now he's got the Octarine, more illusions, cooldown reduction on everything. That is just so huge for the Shadow Demon. Like, this Deuce is screwed.
That is fat Shadow Demon. Wow. All right. I don't really know what to say. I feel like this is a big boost for Infinity. The type of game that if you win, it definitely puts you in a commanding position in game. Because they felt so scared in game 1 and even at the beginning of game 2. But as this game progresses, you can see that they're clearly becoming bolder and bolder with the way they're moving, with the way they're fighting. And, you know, it's kind of an anime sort of narrative here, but it's working.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that normal punch to be picked up by Darkseer. I'm waiting for that actual anime moment of pure lockdown. Oh, PP tries to cut down the tree of Matthew. Look at X marked. Torrent up. Deuce illusions also hurt the other direction.
Yeah, that's the ones you don't want to have. Dude, once we actually get to 25 on this Shadow Demon with the 2 charges of disruption, that's, which I hope he picks up.
I mean, he has to, right?
Yeah, that's when the game becomes insanity. Like, this Tiny, I'm not sure he'll ever be a true carry, but I don't think they really need to. You know, I kind of doubted you when you were saying that. I thought you were just trying to be positive, you know. At the end of the day, we are entertainers. But with a lot of good execution from Infinity and a bit of throw sprinkled on top from Thunder Awaken, this actually became a game. And as Astini said, Medusa's worst enemy is herself.
And that definitely doesn't seem to go through this game. I mean, PIPI is actually catching up to pakazs. That is beyond insane. Yeah, how do they turn this around? Is it like just get Ags on the Dusa? Because Ags, like, if you hit that snake, does it still... Oh no, it used to have one-shot illusions.
I think she needs the shard. I think the shard would be really good because it would... actually, I'm sure because... I'm not sure if the snake comes back to her if she's disrupted. Either way, I think she needs BKB,
not.
which she did buy. So that's good. It's going to prevent all of the shenanigans, this illusion creation coming from the Shadow Demon. He kind of has to jump the Dusa for that to really be a thing. The plan
You
for
still get demonic purge most likely during the fight, and they just run away until the BKB is over.
Yeah. But it's at least a way out, because it felt like the Dusa was just being controlled, didn't want to move, and just kept creating illusions of herself with the wall. Well, with the BKB, it is better, because sure it's a slow, but to still be able to.
Oh, DarkMago gets caught, and he is very dead.
Damn.
Wow, that was
scary now.
Yeah. That Kunkka just melts. I mean, of course, you've got that Shadow Demon Soul Catch that just instantaneously bursts down 35% of your HP, pure damage. So if the rest of the team just pounces in, that is a very quick kill coming through.
They have to be careful, though. They don't know if the Kunkka has buyback. Roche is about to spawn again. That is really important for Infinity to maintain the momentum in this game. So just throwing themselves at this tower is not worth losing Roche. So they have to slowly poke. Ideally want to reduce the timer on Kunkka so that he really doesn't want to buy back, because it's getting closer and closer. Oh boy.
Okay, that's the first wall being thrown. Pakazs trying to get those Deuce illusions to mow down everything nearby. Look at everyone else, just Sacred's like, run away, don't fight me, Deuce illusion, please, God, push away.
They're taking racks of the illusions.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh my
Fortify for the illusions, let's go. Shotgun it, no, please stop it.
Yeah, I don't want to see Infinity forcing this too much. Like, you get these range racks, you maybe get another disruption, but you don't want to jump. You don't want to use the refresher. That Kunkka is gonna spawn.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Back off. That's definitely the right play. They will have double wall for Roche once it spawns.
Oh, lasso, but the load is perfectly done. Oh, that's a big play coming out. The wall gets thrown up on top of the BKB, gets used. In the meantime, Matthew is dropping pretty low. The Monkey King almost out. Prada is down. That's a very big kill to secure. He will buy back immediately. Mariano trying to disengage, but the slow coming out from the Dusa. She's a pretty fast one. And Mariano is a pretty dead one, which is a huge kill coming through. 30 seconds until Roche respawns. This is problematic for Infinity. They don't have a buyback available on the Darkseer. In comes the lasso onto DarkMago. Kunkka doesn't actually have a buyback. He's going for both kills. He finds them both. PIPI coming in with Prada. The damage is insane. And Dusa, your teammates are dying all over the place. Double buyback on the side of Thunder Awaken. And all of a sudden, you can't easily take Roche anymore, because PIPI is absolutely shredding in the late game. What is this damage from the Bat?
Yeah, the Bat Rider is such a scary late game hero now. He used to fall off really hard, but the new talents just make this hero insane. I'm just so scared for Infinity, because they had no business going for that play. The only reason that was even close is the refresher on PIPI, which allowed him to kill the Kunkka that has no buyback. He actually bought out before he respawned. He actually went for the eggs. So somehow they were able to get on top of that fight, and they're gonna get Roche here. This is so big, dude. Refresh shard. You know who's gonna get that shard?
Oh no, not again.
You know who's gonna get that shard, right?
Oh, that's gonna be 3 walls. And every time anyone tries to walk out, they get vacuumed right back in.
3-side watch right now. That's gonna be so hard to watch. This is gonna be so possibly like 5 illusions, right? That's
Rises has the Aegis, which feels weird.
I think he has to. You know, he's under farm, but he's the one heating the barracks, I think. Okay.
Hello, again the Lotus Orb. And Matthew is on point with the Lotus Orb usage, but Matthew is also very dead regardless. They find themselves 1 kill. Pakazs on the side pops his ulti, and honestly, every single time he pops his ulti, he has 0 targets, because his teammates can't lock them in place. And now Pakazs, hello, lasso drag, come for a spin. You spin me right round, baby, right round. DarkMago's running towards his Dusa to try and keep him alive. Throws the ghost ship in. They will find the kill onto Pamplona. Again, in comes the disruption onto the Dusa. Throw everything you have. They're trying to occupy him, knock him out of the wall, but there is again more Dusa illusions going in, pushing the rest of the team back. While Dusa keeps getting disrupted on the side. Pakazs is out of mana currently. And Gus needs help a little bit. He's just hiding to his illusions. Avalanche twice jumps in, gets the kill. That is a very dead deuce. DarkMago dies again to PIPI, who is actually playing like an absolute god on the Bat Rider.
Is under attack.
I just... This comeback is... Like, this is a big, fat team effort from Infinity.
Yeah, it definitely is. They are playing out of their minds here. Sure, they do have the draft for it, but the fact that this Tiny looks like a hero, considering the early performance, just showcases that one Tiny is broken and that two Infinity is playing goddamn well. Because that's...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I don't even know how that happens, man.
I also have absolutely no clue, because, of course, it did buy back to join the fray again.
By the way, I think they used the refresher shard on PIPI because I don't see it on anyone.
Oh, that's a little bit sad, but there's the wall. That's a very nice juicy wall coming out. A bunch of Deuce illusions in the fun. Matthew is already dead. Pamplona Tusk will try and get himself out of there. Lasso on the side, going for Sacred, and it is the chase onto the Snapfire, but...
He's blocked! He's blocked!
pakazs is blocked by his own illusions. Cookie him out of harm's way is the attempt, but that's going to cost Sacred his life, and they find the kill. That is going to be pakazs on the dieback, and indeed Bowie. Who would have thunk, who would have thought? What the hell is this series? Infinity, the first team to take a map off Thunder Awaken, and in what a fashion.
Never cast in my life. This had everything. This had a stomp early game.